Hello there, and welcome to an exclusive interview with regard to a historic occurrence taking place here in Sri Lanka. As a country that is home to many devout Buddhist devotees, and as a country that shares a deep historic, cultural, and religious connection with our closest neighbors, India, the first exposition of the holy relics of Lord Buddha in Devnimori, which is happening for the first time outside of India, is taking place right here in Sri Lanka at the Gangarame temple. And of course, these holy relics were accompanied to Sri Lanka, like in the time of King Ashoka and subsequent times that followed, when various emissaries from India came down to Sri Lanka to propagate Buddhist philosophy and the teachings of Lord Buddha. We have two senior government representatives from India, of course, joining us on this exclusive interview to discuss this historic occasion in Sri Lanka, and of course a historic milestone for the relationship between Sri Lanka and our closest neighbors, India. First, on to my far right is the governor of the state of Gujarat, Sri Acharya Devrat. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us on our program today, and a very warm welcome to Sri Lanka. Also joining us on our program today is the Deputy Chief Minister of Gujarat, Sri Harsh Sanghvi. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us on our program today, and of course, bringing these very, very holy relics to Sri Lanka so that the general public of Sri Lanka will have an opportunity to venerate, to pay their respects, and of course receive the blessings of these holy relics. So starting off, my first question goes out to the governor of the state of Gujarat. Now, it's for the first time since the discovery of the Devnimori relics all the way back in 1960 that this exposition is taking place in Sri Lanka. It's the first time that these relics are being moved out of India, which is a massive significance in itself, and the fact that it is happening in Sri Lanka makes it even more significant for us. So could you tell me about the significance of this historic occurrence, for the want of a better word, historic occurrence? What is the significance here?
मैं श्रीलंका की इस पवित्र भूमि पर आज उपस्थित होकर अपने भारत के एक शिष्टमंडल के साथ बहुत प्रसन्नता का अनुभव कर रहा हूँ। देवनी मोरी गुजरात की पवित्र धरती पर भगवान बुद्ध के पवित्र अवशेष प्राप्त हुए, जिनको भारत के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने हमारे पड़ोस के जिन जिन देशों में भगवान बुद्ध के अनुयायी रहते हैं, उनकी भावनाओं को सम्मान देते हुए भगवान बुद्ध के पवित्र अवशेषों को दर्शनार्थ एक प्रदर्शनी का आयोजन विभिन्न देशों में किया गया। उनमें श्रीलंका में आज हम सब एक प्रतिनिधिमंडल, जिसमें गुजरात के माननीय हमारे डिप्टी सीएम श्री हर्ष संघवी जी, मैं एवं भारत सरकार के आर्कियोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट के अधिकारी और संस्कृति मंत्रालय के अधिकारी बड़े सम्मान भाव से भगवान बुद्ध के पवित्र अवशेषों को लेकर आज पहुँचे हैं, और हमें बहुत प्रसन्नता हुई कि श्रीलंका के लोगों ने इतना सम्मान भाव से, श्रद्धा भाव से, उत्साह के साथ इन पवित्र अवशेषों के दर्शन करने की अभिलाषा रखी। यह आज का आयोजन प्रदर्शनी नहीं, अपितु दो राष्ट्रों के संबंधों को बहुत मजबूती प्रदान करेगा। महात्मा बुद्ध का जन्म भारत की पवित्र धरती पर हुआ, और उनके विचारों का संवर्धन श्रीलंका के लोगों ने किया। और यहाँ जिस तरह से पूरे देश में भगवान बुद्ध की शिक्षाओं के प्रति लोगों में एक सम्मान का भाव है और वैसा वो जीवन जीते हैं, इन दोनों देशों का यह आपस का संयोग हमारी एकता, मजबूती, भाईचारे को बढ़ावा देगा। इस सुंदर आयोजन के लिए मैं श्रीलंका सरकार, भिक्षु संघ, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय बौद्ध परिसंघ और भारत के उच्च आयोग का हृदय से धन्यवाद करता हूँ कि जिनके सौजन्य से कार्यक्रम बहुत ही गंभीरतापूर्वक आगे बढ़ा। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास और आशा है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी का मिशन, जो उन्होंने दुनिया को संदेश देते हुए कहा कि भारत युद्ध का नहीं बुद्ध का देश है, हम समस्त विश्व में भाईचारा और शांति चाहते हैं, ये भारत का मूल मंत्र रहा है। और उसका परिचय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने स्वयं कोरोना काल में दुनिया के 150 देशों में कोरोना की वैक्सीन दवाइयाँ भेजकर विश्व बंधुत्व का एक बहुत बड़ा परिचय दिया। वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, सारी दुनिया हमारा परिवार है, यह चिंतन महात्मा बुद्ध का ही संदेश है, भारतीय संस्कृति की ही सोच है कि जो सारे विश्व को अपना परिवार मानती है। उसी सोच के साथ आज देवनीमोरी से प्राप्त भगवान बुद्ध के अवशेष जो भारत के द्वारा प्रदर्शनी के रूप में श्रीलंका में लाए गए, इनको देखकर भगवान बुद्ध की शिक्षाओं के प्रति दोनों देशों की गंभीरता बढ़ेगी और हम एक दूसरे का सम्मान करते हुए आपस में शांति, भाईचारा, सांस्कृतिक जीवन मूल्य, राजनीतिक रूप से, सामाजिक रूप से एक दूसरे के सहयोगी बनेंगे, एक दूसरे की ताकत बनेंगे, ऐसा मेरा विश्वास है।
My next question goes out to the Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Gujarat, Shri Harsh Sanghvi. So tell me, now we were speaking about the significance of these relics, these very holy relics from Devnimori, India, coming to Sri Lanka for the first time. And of course, the governor highlighted the importance of this exposition happening in Sri Lanka. India has always, like the governor quite rightly said, is a state of peace, not of war. India has always reached out to Sri Lanka in their times of need, during our economic crisis, during the COVID-19 pandemic, during the Easter Sunday attacks. Whenever Sri Lanka needed assistance, India has always been there. And of course, we Sri Lankans, being a grateful and friend of India, have always reciprocated that goodwill that has been sent on the side of India, from the side of India to Sri Lanka. Buddhist heritage is one key element that links Sri Lanka and India. Sri Lanka has a massive population of Buddhist devotees. Buddhism came to Sri Lanka from India, through a delegation from India. So, with regard to this heritage, and of course you being the Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Gujarat, Gujarat is known as a business hub of India. How does the Buddhist heritage in areas like Devnimori and Vadnagar really promote or coexist with this business hub model that, of course, Gujarat is functioning under?
So first of all, today is not just about history. It is about a great spiritual bond between India and Sri Lanka. Under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Bhai Modi, for the first time, Devnimori holy relics have been brought outside of India. And today morning when we reached Colombo, the way Sri Lankans have welcomed these relics, the way they were welcoming on whole route from airport to temple, that was just amazing. It was mind blowing. Yes, Gujarat is business state, but equally Gujarat is having a tradition value, spiritual value. Vadnagar, Devnimori, these all centers were the Buddhist training centers, Buddhist research centers since I think so more than 2, 3 second or third century. So Vadnagar was also visited by a Chinese traveler. His name was Tiseng, Queen Tiseng. Uh, this is a very special and historic moment for both of our nation. In 3rd and 4th century, during the great Buddhist era in India, archaeological discovered a large Mahastupa, great stupa, and ancient monasteries here. So Vadnagar and Devnimori is now under planning of state government to develop it as a Buddhist circuit. Devnimori plant is already the plan is already out now, and we are soon making it as one of the most spiritual place by state and central government. So Devnimori is not just a historic center for us. It is having a great spiritual value where lakhs of Indian Buddhist and international Buddhist spirituals are coming there for their own faith, for their prayers and everything. So we are planning to make it one of the most beautiful destination of the world. So about business, yes, as I said you earlier, that India and Gujarat is a business nation and business state. What we are deeply connected with our tradition, and it is equally important for us. So we are taking our business above with our tradition. So we are not keeping our tradition behind and taking our business ahead. We are taking both at equal space.
They're coexisting
So
with each other.
yes, as our governor, honorable governor said, that Gujarat is developing state, and it is taking both values together. So business for our youth and the lessons of our culture, heritage together with business and opportunities. So India has never given a war to the world. It has given Buddha to the world. We have always, we have always lived with passion, love, sacrifices, and we have always believed in one family. So, as you said, India has always stand with their neighbors. Yes, we have always got the lesson of standing with neighbors, and you are telling neighbor, but I feel we are extended family. India and Sri Lanka is, you know, uh, is not just a neighbor. We are an extended family, and today you can see the extended families are, uh, doing prayers with same belief.
So, with regard to the importance placed by the state on religion, on culture, on heritage, we see India placing a massive emphasis on that with these initiatives of expositions, of spreading the Buddhist philosophy around the world. Now, you accompanied these sacred relics from Devnimori to Sri Lanka, and of course, it was bought at the invitation of the Sri Lankan government. The Sri Lankan government, of course, much like the state of Gujarat, is trying to work to shape Sri Lanka to become a business hub, while also protecting our cultural heritage. So how do you see the dedication of the Sri Lankan government towards Buddhist culture, towards propagating the Buddhist philosophy, and of course towards protecting and enriching the rich Buddhist culture that is present here in Sri Lanka?
So first of all, the delegation is led by Honorable Governor Sri Acharya Devrajji, a great scholar of Indian history, shows how seriously uh, the value of friendship between India and Sri Lanka. The delegation is led by very senior Buddhist monk, international Buddhist communities, and other senior officials. So India is always stand on their words. So we are meeting the Indian Gujarati community here, especially Bora and Memon community, who are, I feel they are the bridge between India and Sri Lanka, and especially for Gujarat, they are a bridge for us. So we are meeting them also. And our relation is not new. First of all, our relations are since more than 2500 years. So it is a big thing, and I see this historical Devnimori relics when it is coming to Sri Lanka. This mean a big message. It is a very big message, because for the first time, it has been taken, from India to Sri Lanka. So this is giving a clear message. Our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, is known for his words. Whatever he say, he does. So while his visit in 2017 in Sri Lanka, he went to the temple. He spent a good time with monks, as the monks said today. And our Prime Minister has promised that the relics of Devnimori, Lord Buddha, will be sent from India to Sri Lanka, and today it has happened.
So, since your arrival here, of course, you were received by the government of Sri Lanka. What do you see about, what can you really say about the efforts taken by the government of Sri Lanka to enrich this cultural heritage, this Buddhist heritage in Sri Lanka, with, of course, extending an invitation to bring these holy relics to Sri Lanka and then organizing for its exposition? What can you say about the dedication that has been shown from the part of the Sri Lankan government with regard to these efforts?
Effort of Sri Lanka government is phenomenal, just amazing. The way they have managed is above the expectation. Equally, India has done phenomenal. India has tried their best, and Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and central government has sent these relics by special aircraft of Indian Air Force with all the protocols and with the highest respect. So you can understand the importance of these relics, and the way I've seen Sri Lankans were having faith. They were literally connecting with the relics. So I have seen tears in many eyes while they were praying. I've seen confidence in lot of people while praying. So I just wish that this type of cultural exchange should be more, and the President of Sri Lanka and Prime Minister of India has done their best.
My next question I'd like to pose to the Deputy Minister of the State of Gujarat. We spoke quite extensively about the sacred relics of Devnimori that was brought to Sri Lanka for exposition. We spoke about the relationship between India and Sri Lanka. But something that really remains in the minds of Sri Lankans is, or in any case, is a friend who always comes to help you when you are in desperation, when you are in a time of need. There's an age-old saying that goes, a friend in need is a friend indeed. So very recently, when Cyclone Ditwa hit Sri Lanka, took us all by surprise, devastated Sri Lanka. The damage caused to Sri Lanka, as estimated by the World Bank, is much worse than the damage that was caused during the 2004 tsunami that hit Sri Lanka. And of course, we remember even at that time, India came to Sri Lanka's support. This time specifically, with regard to Cyclone Ditwa, through Operation Sagar Bandhu, India came to the aid of Sri Lanka. Many bridges were built. And in building those physical bridges within Sri Lanka, of course, a much bigger bridge of friendship was built between Sri Lanka and India. I'd like to pose this question to you. At a time when you see many countries around the world waging wars, starting conflicts, or continuing to escalate conflicts around the world, how does this approach of India towards its neighbors and extending a helping hand when they are most in need reflect the image of modern India to the world?
When our friends suffer, India cannot sit aside. Recently, when cyclone hit Sri Lanka, under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India has immediately started Operation Sagar Bandhu. Our Navy ships started moving towards Sri Lanka with relief materials. More than 1100 tons of relief materials were sent immediately with medicines, medical equipments, and Indian government has immediately set up hospital in Sri Lanka. So this is how our Prime Minister believe in. He never believe in in neighboring. He always believed that neighbors are like extended family. So he always stands like this. So whether it's Sri Lanka or other country, whenever friends need help, he always believed to send help on the first basis. Whether it's cyclone or corona or other incidents, India has always stands firmly with neighbor countries, extended family neighbor countries, and other countries also. So we have always grown up with this philosophy. And Sri Lanka and Sri Lankans are like our brothers and sisters. So I don't think we feel it that we had done something, because it is our responsibility, and that's what we have done.
Well, the exposition of the sacred relics of Devnimori is happening. That is a significant occurrence in itself. And it is happening alongside Sri Lanka celebrating their independence, 78 years of independence. And even with regard to Sri Lanka's independence, we know how independence was received for India, then Sri Lanka. We have similar histories, and of course, we take pride, both India and Sri Lanka, when we celebrate our independence. And at this moment of Sri Lanka celebrating their independence, they're also, through the exposition of the sacred relics of Devnimori, celebrating our friendship with India. I'd like to pose this question to the Honorable Governor of the state of Gujarat. At the end of the day, states can have relationships, states can have friendships, but what matters, what's most important, is how it translates to people relationships. Because at the heart, at the core of every state relationship, of every state gesture of goodwill, are the people of that country, who are, of course, pivotal. And as sovereignty rests with the people, it is the people of that country that are really reaching out in the form of a state. So what is your message, Honorable Governor, to the people of Sri Lanka at this time where we celebrate our independence? We celebrated Independence Day quite recently. And alongside that Independence Day celebrations, we're having an exposition of the sacred relics of Lord Buddha from Devnimori. What is your message during these celebratory times, great times for Sri Lanka?
आज श्रीलंका का इंडिपेंडेंस डे है, इस पर हम सब भारतवासी श्रीलंका की प्रजा को बहुत बहुत बधाई देते हैं। भारत और श्रीलंका के आपसी संबंध बहुत पुराने हैं, सांस्कृतिक और आध्यात्मिक। हम वैचारिक रूप से भी हमारी आपस में व्यवहारिकता बहुत ऊंचाइयों की रही है, और मैं समझता हूँ कि महात्मा भगवान बुद्ध के संदेश सार्वभौमिक हैं। अहिंसा, सत्य, अस्तेय, ब्रह्मचर्य, ये ऐसे सार्वभौमिक सिद्धांत हैं जो समस्त विश्व के लिए समान रूप से लागू होते हैं, जो सबका कल्याण करने वाले हैं। दया, करुणा, सहिष्णुता। जब भी भगवान बुद्ध की चर्चा होती है तो उनके द्वारा दिए गए उपदेश सबके हृदय को प्रभावित करते हैं और इस आध्यात्मिक दिशा में प्रेरित करते हैं कि समस्त दुनिया एक परिवार के रूप में एक दूसरे की साथी बने। आज सारी दुनिया तनाव से गुजर रही है। ऐसे समय में भगवान बुद्ध के संदेश बहुत बड़ी प्रेरणा, शांति और एकता की प्रदान करते हैं। आज हम सब शिष्टमंडल के साथ भगवान बुद्ध के देवमोरी के जो अवशेष लेकर के आए हैं, उसके पीछे भारत के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का यही एक संदेश है कि हम भगवान बुद्ध के द्वारा आपस में प्रेरित होकर दोनों देश श्रीलंका और भारत उसी विचारधारा के साथ आगे बढ़ें जो भगवान बुद्ध ने दी। हम एक दूसरे के सहयोगी बने, एक दूसरे की भावना का सम्मान करें, आपस में दोनों देश सशक्त और मजबूत हों, हमारी एकता और भाईचारा निरंतर बढ़े। इसी में दोनों देशों का भला और कल्याण है, और यही विचारधारा समस्त विश्व को एकता प्रदान करने में समर्थ होगी। इसलिए भगवान बुद्ध के संदेश हम सब का कल्याण करते रहेंगे, यही मेरी संदेश है, यही मेरा भाव है।
Thank you very much, Honorable Governor of the state of Gujarat, and of course to the Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Gujarat for joining us on this program, and more importantly, for bringing these sacred relics of Lord Buddha from Devnimori under the patronage, of course, of the Honorable Prime Minister of India and at the invitation of the President of Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankan people, of course, would also thank the people of India for the hand of friendship that has always been extended to Sri Lanka. And of course, I believe I speak on behalf of all Sri Lankans when I say that we look forward for more fruitful relations with India. And you corrected me, Deputy Chief Minister, when I initially said neighbor, and I would use the correct word this time, more fruitful relations with our extended family from India. Thank you very much to our viewers out there for tuning in to this exclusive interview on the exposition of the sacred relics of Lord Buddha from Devnimori happening here in Sri Lanka. And this is the first time that these relics have been taken out of India. An amazing opportunity for all Sri Lankans, both Buddhist devotees and followers of other religions as well, to come and witness these sacred relics and of course relish in the friendship between India and Sri Lanka. Thank you very much for tuning in to this exclusive. Until we meet again, take care and God bless.